Finishing Saints movement is committed to awakening, equipping, and releasing a purified generation, formed in obscurity, free from titles, and fully surrendered to Christ. We are a corporate body, united in purpose, not by personal acclaim, but by shared obedience. Our call is to revive Christ-centered homes, restore organic worship, steward holy spaces, and dismantle man-made empires. The Finishing Saints movement isn't about creating another institution. We're a family being formed in obscurity, without fancy titles or platforms. We're committed to awakening a generation fully surrendered to Christ alone. Our mission: to revive Christ-centered homes, to restore worship that flows naturally from our lives, to create holy spaces where God's presence dwells freely. We're dismantling man-made religious empires to build something authentic. Together, we're becoming a mature church, whole, unified, and ready for His return, not divided by denominations or personalities, but united in purpose. This isn't about me or any leader. It's about all of us following Christ together. Are you feeling that same call to something deeper? Perhaps God is speaking to you too.
Let's look at the dangers of a title-driven culture. The dangers of a title-driven culture. Because that's what we have. That's what we have been having. But looking on the horizon, something is saying, the Spirit is saying, What are the dangers of the title-driven culture? Number one danger, the emphasis of offices over intimacy. I'm archbishop, and there is a bishop, and there is a reverend, and there is a pastor, and there is an elder. One of the dangers is offices over intimacy. Looking on the horizon, God does not want office, He wants intimacy. Number two, platforms over prayer. Platforms over prayer. Who gets there gets the biggest platform. Number three, performance over presence. That's a danger. We have looked at more on what can you do than what do you already have. Our sister was saying, it's about who I am. Not necessarily what I do. What I do is a result of who I am. Title-driven culture has emphasized on performance instead of presence. But Jesus corrected this. And He said, you are brothers. The greatest among you will be a servant. True greatness is not who stands tallest, but who kneels deepest. Let me repeat that. True greatness is not who stands tallest, but who kneels deepest. That's the horizon. That's the future. We don't need more Christian celebrities. We just need burning ones. They may be hidden, but if they are uncompromised, that's the future. Titles breed spiritual elitism. Elites. When titles are elevated above servanthood, they create a false hierarchy that divides the body into clergy and the common. That's not for the future. If you're looking at the horizon is saying the clergy and the common man are all one. What is their name? Saint. Instead of empowering believers, it has exalted a few while sidelining the many. That's why we need that saints movement, not a titles movement. You are all brothers. The greatest among you shall be a servant. Number 2, titles distort true identity. Titles distort true identities. We all know of very many thugs, criminals, bishops in the name of Pastor so-and-so. Titles distort true identity. Saints begin to derive their worth from ministry roles more than sonship. The call to be conformed to Christ is replaced by a pursuit to be called something important. You want to have a name. We are saints first, not apostles first, because identity precedes functionality. Number 3, titles promote performance over presence, as what I had just said. Titles can tempt leaders to perform, impress, and protect an image other than pursue God in the secret. Ministry becomes a stage, not a sanctuary. Public charisma overshadows the private consecration. And Jesus talked about them, the title guys, and he said, they love to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces and to be called Rabbi. Is that not what we have found? Number 4, titles hinder the priesthood of all believers. When only the titled ones are seen as anointed, the everyday saint is disempowered. How many men of God do we have? Men of God. You can see there are no men of God until Joseph and Bishop and Pastor so-and-so arrives here. Then the men of God has arrived. Titles, he does the priesthood of all believers. Until Pastor Muiruri appears here as a pastor, then he's the man of God. But because you're seated with no title, you're not the man of God. The pew becomes passive. The people becomes passive. The church becomes a crown instead of a company of God. Okay? Number 5. Titles open the doors to abuse and manipulation. When titles are idolized, people stop testing fruits and start following names. When titles are idolized, as long as I say Reverend Apostle, Prophet, so-and-so, then you want to follow me. But you have not tested the fruit. I do some property business sometimes. And there are people I don't do business with. We do that with Cephas. If you come in the name of a pastor, please, careful first. Okay? I'm not against pastors. I'm one of them. In fact, I don't introduce myself as a pastor. So when you meet me out there and we have a large deal, you know me as a pastor, please don't call me a pastor first. My names are Peter Muiruri. Until we do the business and the fruits of my pastoral grace is evident, then we can say pastor. Number 5. Number 5 I have just said. Prophets, false prophets and spiritual abusers hide behind reverend labels to gain trust and gain control. Number 6. It attracts, titles attract the spirit of pride. A title-driven culture draws those hungry for recognition rather than the broken and the lost. Instead of laying down the clowns, many crave for them. You sing that song, eh? We laid down our clowns. This titled culture does not lay down their clown. They crave for them. Number 7, it reduces the power of the gospel to institutional hierarchy. The church becomes an organization of positions. So who is the assistant pastor to our elder Joseph? That becomes a big question. Or who is the next assistant of the assistant? That becomes the business of us. What was meant to be a movement becomes a monument. Structured, cold, and spiritually stagnant. I am a saint. And I want you to call me just that, Peter Muiruri. That's what I tell our people. By the way, Susan is here. Oh, your daughter. Your daughter is here. The other time you almost killed me because I didn't bring her. She's here. Maybe, Susan, you can... Please stand up. Yeah. That is the... And by the way, J.N., Susan is a good lady. She's a good lady. I am not shouting, I'm just saying she's a good lady. And we also came with our 2 of our people, Lolene. Yeah, Lolene is there, one of my girls. And Nympha is also here. Yeah. You don't go alone, eh? I may plant churches and prophesy to the nations, teach to multitudes. But when I kneel before the Lamb of God, I will not kneel as Apostle so-and-so. I will kneel as a saint. He's holy and hidden saint. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 11. Since everything will be destroyed in this way, there is a way that everything will be destroyed. Can you see the way they are getting destroyed? The honorables are now becoming suspicious. Since everything will be destroyed in this way, there is a way God is seriously, strategically destroying. What kind of a people ought you to be? You ought to live a holy and godly lives. That's Peter. I want to be a saint. Let's discuss something I'm calling the finishing saints movement. The climaxing of identity and destiny. And I want to refer to the Davidic worship that our sister was talking about. On the horizon, let me tell you the truth. If you didn't hear God, God was speaking. On the horizon, God is looking for a Davidic company. You see this thing we have here? God is done with it. Looking for a Davidic company. What was special with David? Bring it to the people. That was it. And actually, what needs to be restored? Have you heard the Bible say it? The tabernacle of? As the ultimate agenda. Looking on the horizon, where the sky kisses the earth, And where heaven's intention meets earth's readiness, I see a generation that will not merely witness a revival, but a generation that is going to the finish. Ephesians 4 verse 12 talks about equipping the saints for the work of ministry. That was the ultimate goal. Equipping the saints for the work of ministry. That was the Davidic covenant God was looking for. And is what we are seeing on the horizon. So Apostle so-and-so, equip the saints. Pastor so-and-so, equip the saints. Reverend, mighty prophet, your business is equip the saints. When that is done, then the saints will do the work of the ministry. This is the Davidic company. Okay? The fivefold does not exist to be followed. I'm saying that. And you know I'm one of them. Yes, we do not exist to be followed. We exist to raise up saints who will be able to finish this thing. That's the whole ultimate agenda. We do not exist. I don't need no followers. That's the future. Oh, okay. My name is Brother Peter Muiruri. I belong to the temple, to the tabernacle of Moses. I don't understand these things. How will it be? How can all people come and worship here? I don't understand. Because I belong to the temple of Moses. But this is the reality of the future. This is the Davidic temple. Everybody come in. Okay? On the horizon, where are we going? It's not a place of big names. It's a place of burning ones. Saints who carry fire, walk in purity, and finish what was started. That's it. Joel 2 verse 28 says, and afterward, I will pour my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. This is the day. This is the day. That day, prophesied thousands of years ago, this is the day. The Spirit has been poured out. Not on a chosen few, but on all. Are you among the all? Part of the all? Are you part of the man of God? Yeah. Not just on bishops and prophets, but on sons, on daughters, on servants, on strangers. It's a very unique day. So who are the finishing saints? Who are the finishing saints? Finishing saint is a mother doing her meals in the kitchen and interceding for the body of Christ. Is a teenager girl spreading the gospel through her TikTok. That's the finishing. It's sons, daughters, not reverends, not bishops. And I'm not saying bishops cannot be sons. They are also sons. The day the bishop take the name of a saint and a son, then that is the day we finish. Who is the finishing saint? Is an entrepreneur who knows where to put their money. Is a pastor whose name is unknown, but whose knees are known in heaven. Okay? These are the people Joel saw. These are the ones the Spirit fell on. These are the finishing saints. The only name that will endure before his throne will be well done, good and faithful servant, holy one, a saint. Let me say that again. The only name, looking at the horizon, on the horizon, that will endure in his throne will be well done. Not the mightiest prophet, not the archbishop. Even the archbishop, this is the word to the archbishops. The only name that will endure in his throne will be well done, good and faithful servant, holy, saint. That is the name that will endure. For me, this is the horizon. This is where the sky touches the earth. This is where the gleam of the land meets the blue of the sky. This is where heaven's intention meets the earth's readiness. Are we ready for that? That's a big question. Oh, I want to feel important. Therefore, I want to be a pastor. This is not for you. The horizon is where the blue of the sky, the gleam of the land meet, is where, well done, good, faithful, servant, holy, a saint. That's where the gleam of the land, the blue of sky, intersect. This is not just a future. This is the finish. And it's not just the finish, it's now. This is the story of the finishing saints. God bless you.